Okay, guys, welcome. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the KT. So if you've been participating with us, this is 201. This is all going to be in inglés. Si prefieren español, solo vamos a tener una sección en español. This is going to be all English. So we're going to be talking about the KT. So KT, for those of you who are new, I have one of my new studs that joined us here today. KT means kitchen table. All right, so let's begin. You know, in my opinion, guys, this is the most important skill set to learn. Once you have mastered setting up, you know, the KT itself. So what I'm talking about, this is the Hector Lamarck mastering, you know, how when you make the first call to the person to get them to help you out, you know. So I'm not going to be talking about that, but you need to master that as well. This is, in my opinion, the most important skill set, the KT, that's going to keep you in Primerica and it's going to help you make money. So once you have mastered setting up the appointment, you need to master this one down to the T. Let me tell you, this is my humble opinion. Your ability to master this skill is what's going to make you or break you, bottom line. By the way, let me have a little disclosure right here. The opinions of Adrian Velez are those of him only, not those of Primerica of Vasquez Ltd. So guys, you know, there's a process that we must follow. There's a process that we must follow. Hold on, meeting Ruben. Welcome, Ruben, welcome. So please mute your lines when you come in. Make sure you're all muted. Just make sure everyone's muted, good. Okay guys, so like I said, this skill set is going to make you or break you. So there's a process that we all must follow. By the way, I learned this process from Raul Vasquez himself. So when I started, you know, he helped me, and we would all agree that Raul has had a very successful Primerica career. He's made millions of dollars so far. So yeah, we need to follow this. You know, me myself, you know, I just got started. I'm a small RVP. And so far, you know, with stock and everything, you know, we've gotten paid over $450,000 in this awesome company. So if you want to make money, yeah, you can make money. And you can make okay money. You can make lots of money. So I'm going to talk to you about how making lots of money. Because money is the reason why we're all here. So what I'm about to teach you is exactly what to do and exactly what I have learned from Vasquez Ltd. Now here is where most people get it wrong. It's like, here we go again. Adrian is going to talk about the same old thing and the KT, and I've seen this before. Well, trouble being that most people only listen to these reviews, these presentations, maybe 2 or 3 times. And the biggest issue with most people that I've seen throughout the years is that they feel they've seen it once because they have knowledge, you know, not to brag, you know, prior to coming to Primerica, I had a very successful career with Motorola. You know, I was a top salesperson with them. And in the beginning, I was not humble enough and I thought I knew everything. And in the beginning, it was I was very stressed out because I was not getting the results that I expected. Until I humble myself and I say, you know what, Raul, I need you to teach me. Please teach me. The rest is history, you know. And today we're RVPs. Now, most of you will practice this 2 or 3 times, like I said, and you don't get the results that you should. You know, when I look at Raul's numbers, my numbers, Ruben Rodriguez numbers, we the closers. Our closing ratio is 80% or higher. That's pretty good if you ask me. So that means out of 10 people that we go and see, 8 of them will do business with us. All right. So you may want to take notes and get it right. Now, if you want to do it your own way, it's okay. Don't blame Primerica because you're not making any money or it's not going good for you. All right. So, all right, guys. So with that, we're going to get started. That was my preamble, mi preámbulo. Now, another thing that most people I see they get wrong is that why they don't get results, they don't work in the correct market. The correct market should be 5 stars. You know, and if you're pretty good persuading people, you know, you could have, even if you're not that good, if you don't know the whole presentation that I'm about to foretake for you guys, you could probably do okay, about 50%, maybe. You could do 40, 50%. But if you want to get at a level of an 80% or above, you must follow the steps that I'm about to talk about. The other problem, if you don't get this down, you are not going to be able to duplicate yourself. I was talking to my new recruit. I was telling him, and he's here in the office. I told him, listen, I am looking for people that I can duplicate myself with. I was telling him this. And this is the truth, guys. The key to your success is your ability to get this down packed, this KT presentation I'm about to give you, and duplicate yourself with the people that you're recruiting. Now, you know, I'm an A-type personality, and I'm like, let's go, you know, get ready, then let's go, you know. And that was me in the beginning. Now that I understand that I need to calm myself down and I need to follow a process so that people can, you know, take advantage of this awesome opportunity. You know, so when we put this all together, we should be able to have the proper tonality. So your tone of voice should be proper. You know, the details to the, you know, how you articulate the information that you're giving that person that's sitting across from the kitchen table with you. And there's another thing, key questions that you must ask. So your job for now is to do it exactly like that. Now, if you want to do it, you know, the way you learn from I don't know whom or what, it's okay. You can try it. And if that doesn't give you an 80, like I said earlier, if it doesn't give you, I'm not showing off, but if it doesn't give you an 80% or higher, then maybe you should be paying attention and take notes here. Now, so for tonight's sake, I won't be able to do the full KT top to bottom, you know. I'm not going to do that. You know, that information you can find on YouTube. There are videos from Hector Lamarck. Also on POL online, you can get all that information. So what I am going to do tonight is I am going to take piece by piece, you know, how you set it up. And also, I'm also going to explain to you why and what and how you can get the component of all the pieces. You know, so the idea is I'm going to give you all these pieces and I'm going to help you kind of put them together. Okay. You understand? So the other thing we need to understand is that every piece of this thing that I'm about to give you, there's a reason why we do it that way. If you decide to shortcut the process, you will not have a closing ratio of 80% or higher. You just won't, you know? And so anyhow, you know, if you're able to get in front of a human, you will have results, whether they're negative or positive. You know, I like a saying, I don't know who said it, you know, you can never make a shot that you don't take. So if you don't take a shot, you're not going to, you're never going to know if you're going to make it. And just like if you don't sit in front of someone, you will never know if you're going to have results, guys. Okay. So let's begin. You know, these are some basic stuff, you know, that we should understand, you know. There are things that we can control. And this is part of a presentation that we gave our clients. Carmen, can you tell me if we can see the presentation okay? Because last week we were having technical difficulties? And also,
Yes,
how is the audio? How is everything going?
the audio is great. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. And the presentation, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right,
Yes.
so here are things that we can control, and we need to understand that for our own insanity. Things that we can control is to get out of debt, we can build savings, and we can build the path to financial independence. This is the things we can control, guys. There are things outside in the world right now that we cannot control, like what happens in this election, we're just not going to be able to control. The tax complications that are going on, all these things, there are things that you just won't be able to control. Here are some basic things that you can control. And if I can help you understand that, and you'll be able to do the same thing for your clients that you sit across from, okay? Now, guys, you know, our business is built at the KT, bottom line. Our business is not built at the office. You know, you come into the office, you know, changueando por ahí, talking to people. It's not going to happen for you. The business is built at a KT, you know, bottom line. There's no other way for you to build the Primerica business. You see, a lot of people think that recruiting and the KT are two different things. And, you know, if your RVP has told you that, it's okay, you go with that. Again, like I said earlier, for those of you that joined late, you know, these are my opinions, and I'm going to give you my opinions here, okay? So to me, recruiting and KT are the same thing. They're not different things. Some people treat it differently, and I'm going to explain later what I mean by this. You know, I had never saw, me and my wife, we never saw this like, we never saw it like, oh, we got to do these two different things. No, we saw it as KT. When I became a client, my son was not, he didn't know what he was doing. He brought this guy to my house. The guy sold me, you've heard the story before, every single product that Primerica had at the time, and he also recruited me. So that's how I found out about Primerica. It was at the KT. It was not via cold calling. Nobody came at a mall, prospected me. No, it was my son got recruited. He came to my home. Someone had el valor. I don't know how to say it in English. He was,
Courage.
yeah, the courage. Thank you. Because, you know, back in the day, I was not very humble, right, Carmen? And the guy, he was very quiet. He was a guy's from Laos, Oriental. And, but anyhow, he asked me, Adrian, would you keep your options open? You know, and boom, that's it. Guys, I'm telling you, mastering the KT is what will allow you to get results and stay in business while you build the business. Our founder, you know, always said that, you know, Art Williams, little bald-headed guy, always said that. And I never understood what the hell he was saying. I used to listen to cassettes back in the day when the cassettes were still around. And Art Williams would always say that, you know. And so, you know, here's the thing, guys. KTs is where, you know, you can only recruit happy clients, and it makes it so much easier, okay? Now, what I'm going to teach you is, so if you recruit a good client, that good client will know people in that area that's going to also bring in the warm market. You know, in the beginning, like when I first got recruited, you know, I recruited a bunch of engineers. I mean, our first month, man, we made over $5,000 and I didn't even know. I mean, in first month, we got licensed in 2 weeks. We became division leaders. We were winning a trip to Hawaii. And the guy, the RVP that I was working for, or with, I should say, he didn't know how to handle someone like me. I mean, I had a lot of credibility, recruited a bunch of teachers. I even recruited attorneys. I mean, people with, you know, high credibility that they knew who I was. So When you recruit someone with credibility, that person is going to take you to other people that are in the same business, in the same mentality. So when you recruit someone like that at the KT, it just makes it more easier for you to get in that market. And then, trust me, that's the warm market that you want to get into, not a cold market, you know, versus you running around talking to strangers at the mall or making cold calling. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't have a market, I think we should do that. All right. Now, our business is built at the KT, bottom line. The key here is the key here is that you, if you do this that I'm about to talk to you, you will stay in business long enough. In other words, you're going to be making money while you get your recruiting going and your business going. That's what Williams, that's what he meant. What he meant was, listen, you need to understand how to help families. In other words, make money so you can stay in business long enough so you can build a business. That's what he was trying to say back in the day. Now, you got to learn how to be able to make money and help that family across the KT with life and also recruit them. And developing leaders doing it that way. That is the key right there. You see, if you are great at this, you will always make money. We had a lot of pretty good guys. I mean, we had a run one time where, we just had phenomenal leaders in our business. Now they're no longer with me, but the same thing has happened to Raul. We've stayed in business because we know how to make money. We know how to work the KT. Now I'm in the process right now of developing new leaders, and that's the key, guys, okay? Because when you're making money, you will stay here long enough, guys, to build the leader that you want to be, to become an RVP, to make the kind of money that you want to make, to have the freedom that you want for you and your family. Now, I put this note here as a joke, I used to do this, man. I used to go to Woodman sometimes at midnight, and I would find, and say to someone, hey, do you keep your options open? And the person would look at me in the eyes, it's middle of midnight, I'm pumping gas. And people would say yes to me, and I would recruit them, guys. But those are not the kind of people that are probably going to stick around, all right? So, bottom line, you need to understand that when you're prospecting, Primerica pays you $0. You do not get paid for that, okay? Now, what you do get paid is for you to develop those people, right? And once you develop these people, now you can go to the next level. Guys, when you come in, please make sure your microphones are turned off. Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on. Oh boy, here we go. Presentation. Okay. Can you guys see the presentation okay?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So here's something that you need to remember. For those of us that are oldies, and for the new ones, I need you to get this embedded into and get this program into your head. At Primerica, we do what is right 100% of the time. I misspelled that. We do what is right 100%. Yeah, I did it right. Without us going out there, there's no hope for the average American, especially in these times of pandemic. Primerica is going out there helping these families, giving them hope. Let me repeat this thing again, guys. You need to get this program in your head. We do what is right 100% of the time. What do I mean by that? I will never ask a person across the kitchen table to do something that is not in their best interest or that is immoral. You understand that? 0% of the time. Last night, I went with my new recruit to a client's home. They had nothing of what we had to offer. Obviously, they took advantage. And I know in my heart, and that family knew, that's why they went ahead and took advantage of it, that what I was offering to them was good for them. Because whatever they were doing in their finances was not, well, it worked out a little bit for them, but they wanted to go to the next level. And that's how we, the licensed agents, that's the value we bring to the table. You see, guys, we will never ask someone to do something illegal or immoral, like I said. But anything and everything that is in that family's best interest and to help that family to a better financial position. See, that is what is right 100% of the time. Our concept, buy term and invest the difference, get out of debt. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Most people are drowning in debt. Most people don't have the proper protection. Hell, I'm sorry about that. Most people don't even have protection. That family we went to see last night, they had no life insurance. You know, you've heard my statistics in the previous presentations. 70% of the people that die of COVID-19 had no life insurance. No life insurance. Very sad, you know, because for dollars a day, a family could be, you know, properly protected. Now, you know, in what world would you say that people don't want to save money? In what world would you say people that have tons of debt, they don't want to get out of debt? Or let's say if a family has no life insurance or too little insurance, in what world is that okay? It never was okay, and it never will be okay in the future, you see? So that's why I mean that what we do is 100% is right. You see, because without us doing what we do, guys, it just doesn't exist. Most financial institutions, especially the life insurance industry, provide products and services for the clients that is not in the client's best interest. It's in the best interest of the agent that is selling that product to them. That's the financial industry. If you look at the banks, what they do with the clients, they don't get them educated with bank accounts that are getting 0.002%, while inflation right now is hovering up. And now that client, after an acquisition of $10,000 at a bank account, you know, a year later, that person, they're going to have a negative $500 in that savings. So they lost $500 because of inflation. And what we teach families is invest that money on a fund that'll probably keep up and it's going to surpass the pace of the inflation, and also provide that client with interest so that they can have savings for their financial future and their retirement. You know, so guys, at the end of the day, if you're not willing to, like when you have a client across the kitchen table that has a whole life policy, a universal life policy, if it's not in you to go to war against that, you know, maybe you will not do very well at a KT either, you see. You see, most of these jokers, meaning all these other companies, that's what they will sell to even to their own best friends sometimes. And you see, that's not in the client's best interest. So, you know, at the end of the day, if these people that are sitting across from you at the kitchen table, if they don't listen to you and you leave their home, and let's say they don't have life insurance, they do have a mortgage, they have that. Now that breadwinner passes away because of COVID-19 or whatever it may be, a car accident, it could be anything. Now that family is going to be devastated financially speaking because maybe you were not able to explain or articulate the information properly so that the message could get across and that family could be properly protected. And the other thing, guys, when you look at most families, like this family, I asked them last night, you know, scale from 1 to 10, how's your finances? They gave me an 8. And then when I started digging into their finances, asking the proper questions, I found out they were not an 8. They were more like a 4. Because, you know, they had debt, they had no life insurance, they had no savings for their short-term or long-term. You see, guys, when Primerica shows up, we do what's right for the families 100% of the time. And we will always better that family's financial situation. All right, guys? Give me some thumbs up if you can see the presentation. I want to make sure the presentation is visible and you guys can hear me okay. Awesome. Thank you, Veronica. By the way, guys, post questions on the chat. And actually, Veronica, you're going to help me tonight, okay? Awesome. Thank you, Alvaro. Veronica, you're going to help me. If there's a question, please keep track for me, okay? Now, guys, you know, some of you that know me, you know, I'm bald. I'm very bald. And yeah, some people don't like me, but hey. So, you know, you almost got to treat this business with not a bad attitude, but a good attitude, but you still got to have an attitude. If you don't have an attitude to be assumptive, that's an attitude issue. If you're not assumptive, then, you know, you may not be able to fill that families to the full potential. Okay, guys? Again, that's my humble opinion. And this is my mentality. You know, my new recruit was asking me, Adrian, everyone you go see, you go close. I'm like, well, if they listen, if they have 2 ears and they listen, yeah. You see, that's my attitude. My attitude is anyone that does not have what I offer, they need what I have to offer. And here's what I mean when I say be assumptive. People want and need what we have. People want and need what we do. They need you to put together a roadmap for success. Oh, wow, Adrian, what does that mean? We're going to go in details on all this. And by the way, I'm going to give you pointers. It doesn't take a lot to learn. Again, these are my points. If your RVP is asking you to do something different, ask what your RVP says, okay? Now, roadmap for success. So we can all agree, if you're sitting across a kitchen table, the chances are that 95% of that, you know, of whoever sits across the kitchen table from you will need what you have to offer. That we know. Those are the statistics. Now, so many of you, they go to the KT, the kitchen table, you're all nervous. You get nervous. Man, what are they going to say? What questions are they going to ask me? Am I going to be able to close? Am I going to be able to collect the check? Adrian told me to ask all these questions, but damn it, I forgot the darn questions. And you're all nervous. But the reality, guys, is what is it that you're nervous about? You know, think about this. Take notes. Who doesn't want to get out of debt? We know this thing right now. I know the numbers just went up again. 40 million people are out of work. 40 million Americans are out of work. 40 million people probably are, they don't know where the money's going to come from to put food on the table. 40 million people right now don't know where money's going to come to pay for the debt. 40 million people right now not going to know what tomorrow's going to bring, guys. So think about that. Who does not want to get out of debt? And by the way, a lot of people are in debt right now. You see, who doesn't care about their family being properly protected? Think about that, guys. So when you get nervous, think of that question. Oh, Adrian said, remember, who doesn't want their family to be properly protected? Because guys, like last night, there we go again. Last night we found out we got some referrals. One of the persons that we got on the referral list, the husband, listen to this, everyone, 6 of you. I don't know why more people are not on here tonight. Hopefully they're voting. Wait a minute, no, voting is closed right now. I don't know, who knows why they're not here, but listen to this, guys. 42-year-old man died of COVID-19. Whether they had life insurance or not, I don't know. I asked the client, because now they're clients. She said, Adrian, I think they did, but I'm not sure. So think about that. That family, I don't know, I forgot her name. I wrote it somewhere. You know, let's call her Maria. I wonder if someone sat across the kitchen table with Maria and explained to her that for dollars a day, her husband could be properly protected. And yeah, he's gone, and money was not going to bring him back. But if he would have had a life insurance, maybe that family would have not have suffered financially speaking. You see, guys? So think about that when you get nervous and you go to the KT. So the point being here, guys, I'm not trying to be funny. Everyone that sits across the kitchen table from you, they need to be properly protected. Unless they tell you that they don't want it, then you have no reason to be there. Then you need to pack your stuff and leave. That bottom line, that's all it is. You see? Now, most people do want and have a need for what you're going to offer them. And, you know, they're people are desperate to have a roadmap for success. How many of you woke up this morning, brushed your teeth, and looked at yourself in the mirror saying, you know what, today, I want to have a bad day. You know, today I don't want any success. Today I'm going to go to work and I don't want to make any money. You see, no, that's not what we're thinking. We're thinking, man, I got to get up. I got to make money because I got to pay all these bills. And if you're, you know, a follower, you probably gave thanks to God because you actually woke up and you're healthy, you know. So the bottom line here is we want what's best for us and our family. You see, people need what we have to offer them 100% of the time, guys. Remember last week, I told you there are 9.5 million people in the Chicago metro area. Let me repeat what I said to you last week. The family sitting across the kitchen table from you, they need you way more than you need them. And I'm not being cocky here, guys. That is a true statement. Let me repeat it. That family needs you way more than you need them, okay? That's the attitude we need to have. We are warriors, and we are here to help those families. Because when you go there and they look at that they can smell and their sense that you're afraid and you get nervous, they think that you need that sale because you need to make that $500, $1,000, whatever amount of money you're going to make that night, or whatever, by sitting with them. But when they see that you're crispy clear and you are assumptive and you have this attitude of people are going to listen to you, they will listen. You see, think about this. 9.5 million people in the Chicagoland area. Even if each one of us work 24/7 the rest of our life, guys, we will not even put a dent in the 9.5 million. Think about that. So there's a lot of market around us in the Chicagoland area. All right, guys. Hopefully we're doing okay. Can you guys still hear me okay? Presentation?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Awesome. All right, guys, hold on. I don't know why my presentation is not moving. Here we go. Now we're gonna get you some nuggets. Goals at the kitchen table. So the goal number one is for you to set an FNA, get commitments. FNA stands for financial needs analysis. Financial needs analysis. This is a very, very powerful tool if you can understand how it works. Why my recommendations are, if you have never done your own FNA, you need to do your own so that you could understand it a little bit better. So when you go and sit down with someone across the kitchen table, you will understand why this is so important. I'm telling you, man, the reason why me and Carmen, we were like all over this Primerica thing, this FNA thing. We went to Citibank. Citibank charged us, I don't know, 1,500, whatever. I think it was
800.
What, $800? Okay. And I didn't even pay for that. Carmen was the one that paid for it. She was Citibank's client. $800. We didn't even get a freaking copy of the financial needs analysis. But when I saw that, man, that was an eye opener. I'm like, wow, man, this is amazing. And when I found out that Primerica would give these things free of charge to clients, are you freaking kidding me, guys? So we'll talk about the FNA and how it works. Your number two goal at the KT, I hope you're all taking notes. And if you're not taking notes, take a screenshot of this thing. These are things that you need to be good at the kitchen table. You need to close for life, and we're going to talk about that. Number three, you need to set the stage for the recruiting. Now, number one, the idea of the FNA is to get a firm commitment and put together a complete financial needs analysis, or the roadmap. That's what that is. The number two is that the idea is that we're going to help that family on the first visit. You see, if that makes sense, we're going to take care of that right away. Like last night, that client said, I got the paperwork out, I'm on something, guys, I'm assuming it. I mean, I'm not guessing it. I'm not going to ask, so what do you think? No, I'm pulling out the paperwork, my pen is out, and I'm ready to go. And I have my tablet ready to give quotes, The client asked me, Adrian, you're going to fill it out now or you need to go to your office? I'm like, no, we're taking care of this right now. And the client didn't say, oh, okay. He just said, oh, okay. So we need to, if it makes sense, if they need it, if you know that they qualify, why not? Take care of it. And give that client the proper protection. Proper protection, guys, it's 10 times their income. Example, clients makes $50,000. You need to make sure that that client is properly protected by giving them 10 times their income. And that they're saving minimum 10%. 10% of their income goes to savings or an IRA. If that family is insurable, take care of it the first night. If it's in that family's best interest, take care of it, guys. Do not wait. Don't wait for the next appointment or until you collect the FNA information. No, let's take care of it immediately. Number three, to me, this is the most important. This is what's going to keep you in business, guys. Is that, it's you set up the stage for the recruit. Recruiting is the lifeblood of our business, bottom line. If anyone has told you anything differently, I'm sorry, they're wrong. The lifeblood of our business is recruiting. See, if you just want to make money in a sale without offering the opportunity to them, it's okay. You can still make money. But if you recruited that person into Primerica, now you're going to get into another market of clients that you would have never gotten to if you didn't recruit that person. You see, you will get to more, you'll be able to help more families by doing that. Last Saturday, someone asked me, Adrian, I don't want to recruit. I just want to help families. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can do that too. But if you really want to help families, the more you recruit, the more families you're going to be able to help. You see? All right, guys. Now, once you provide that person the opportunity, that person is going to take you, like I said, to this other market that you just don't know. And to me, this is the lifeblood of our business. This is what's going to keep you in business, guys. So bottom line, bottom line, guys, these are the three main objectives at the KT. Those are the three main objectives. You know, guys, I mean, I'm a linear thinker. So I like to have a checklist. I do it mentally most of the time, but I wrote it down for you guys. I'm a linear thinker. I don't know. Yeah, I am an A-type personality. Like, you know, my recruiter, he walked in my office. He goes, man, you took a lot of notes. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm a linear thinker. I like to write things out, you know. So here's the process at the KT, guys. This is where it gets good. All right, take notes, record. I am recording this eventually someday, I don't know when, it'll be up on YouTube. Stay tuned, we will let you know when it goes on YouTube. Whoop, went too far. Oops, whoa, what happened? Okay, here we go. So number one, form. So when you're sitting down, you're not gonna go, trabalengua, I don't know how you say that in English. You don't go right away into the presentation, you set it up, guys. Man, I wish I would have recorded this KT last night. The lady was not very open. She was cold. So immediately, Alvaro, he's listening right now. Alvaro, this is what I did with her. It's called form. Family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. You want to find out what is the most important thing to them. Is it their family? What is it that they do? How do they have fun? You want to know that too. And what motivates them? You know, is it having money? Is it getting out of debt? Is it saving money? Like last night, I found out the lady just wanted to save a lot of money. So I gave her candy. I gave her this quick application website. And she's like, and Alvaro was telling me, man, Adrian, after you gave her that website, she's like, everything turned around. I'm like, yeah, you see? So form, guys, the number one thing, listen to me, pay attention. You got to do form. If you don't do form, if you immediately go and try to close that client, it's not going to happen, guys. It's just not going to happen for you. I'm sorry. Number two, you want to know, what do they know about Primerica? This is key. I'm telling you right now. Well, I'm going to tell you, you know, most people don't know anything about Primerica. Like last night, that lady said, and the husband, they knew nothing. You know, so why, you know, think about this. Why Primerica doesn't advertise? So that's why most people are not going to know about Primerica. The way we save money, all this advertisement, now we can provide our products and services at a lower cost to our clients. That's the reason why. You know, now let's say, for some of you that you ask that question, you know, how do you know Primerica? And then they'll say, well, I know somewhat. And some people I found, oh, I know who Primerica is. People that do investments, man, I'm telling you, they know who we are. Dude, we are Wall Street's baby right now. I mean, Wall Street's calling us the Amazon of financial services. So if the person knows a little bit about finances, I'm telling you that you're going to know who Primerica is in a good way. Now, you're also going to run into jokers that are going to say to you, oh, yeah, Primerica, oh, yeah, my cousin tried it. You know, my broke cousin tried it, and he didn't make any money. So you don't run into those people too, you know? So, you know, then you need to try to ask the right questions and try to figure out why it didn't work for him. You know, the idea, guys, here is that early on in the presentation, before you even do the presentation, you want to know what they know about Primerica. Number two, guys, this is very important, number two. So number two is we have two jobs. We teach people, we educate families. That's the number three. This is our job. We educate family and we bring agents to Primerica. Those are our two jobs. So check that. When you're on the kitchen table, you want to make sure you touch up on that. Number four, you need to set up the stage for the needs analysis. Needs, very important. Because, you know, what do you do now? What do you enjoy? For those of you, I'm not going to go into that, but that's why you need to do the needs analysis. Number 5, you set it up. You need to set it up properly for life and investments. And number 6, the lifeblood of the business, the recruiting stage, guys. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you right now, I used to do this in the beginning. I don't do it so much anymore. Do not sell past the close. Some of us are so excited. Oh, Primerica, oh, the biggest thing is since sliced bread, we're talking all this, and they don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Let me repeat myself. Do not sell past the close. Now let's talk about the close. Here we go, guys. Take notes. Pay attention to the financial house on the top. Here's what I do. Before I even do the presentation, guys, I do this little house on the bottom, the foundation, and I'll ask the client, Mr. and Mrs. Client, what is the most important thing in your home? How important is the foundation? Well, Adrian, very important. Without the foundation, my house would collapse. Common sense, they're going to say that. But you got to ask. And then you tell them, hey, Mr. Client, this is what I do. Here are the 4 pillars. I help families to be properly protected in the area of auto, home, life, and legal protection. Guys, mute your phones. Hold on. Let me see who it is. The color red. Carmen, it's you. Mute your phone, Carmen. So auto, home, life, property protection. We help family, number 2. We help families be out of debt. Number 3, savings. We also help families understand the 10-10-80 rule. We help families understand Rule 72. We understand families, how inflation works against us every single day. That's how I do, and I tell the client. And then I'll ask the client, because the way I set up my appointments is I said, give me 30 minutes. At 30 minutes sharp, right, Alvaro, you can say yes on the chat so everyone can see it. I asked the client, okay, Mr. Client, that was my 30 minutes. How do you give me permission to continue or should I stop right here? Listen to this. 100% of the time when I ask that question, they will say, Adrian, continue. I have nothing better else to do. I was about to watch the novela, but let me turn it off real quick. 100% of the time. The next thing I will do, this is the shortcut financial needs analysis on the right. Here's an example. Family makes $50,000. If you want to find out what their financial independence number, very important for you to know. This is basic stuff. That's why this is 201. All of you, we're expecting you to know this. So if the client should be saving 10% of 50,000 is $5,000. You multiply that times 270.29. That family, if they save 10%, they will have $1.3 million saved. That's the financial needs analysis. Now, it's not what you make, it's what you save. It's not what you save, but where you save it. Past 20 years, this client made $1 million. You ask the client, how many more years you planning to work? Oh, another 20 years. Okay, so you're going to make $20 million. Now, Mr. Client, how much of that money have you saved? Well, nothing, Adrian. Here's where it gets fun. This is where you come in and you give them, this is their plan A. Right now, they have no money saved. Plan B on the upper right-hand corner. I put one together real quick for the purposes of being prepared for this presentation. What I did there, 2% at $5 a day, which is $150 a month. The second plan is 666, which is about 5% of their income. $200. So plan A, $250,000, $10,000 for the kids. Nothing happens to you, Mr. Client. You're gonna have $162,000. Plan B, $6, about $6 a day. You're gonna have $810,000 of life insurance and $243,000, 261 saved. And then you ask the client, what plan would you want to continue following? Plan A or would you like to implement plan B? 100% of the time, guys, if you set it up like this, the client will always go with plan B. Why? Plan B is always better. All right, guys. I'm almost finishing up and I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm assuming there are going to be a lot of questions tonight. I know all of you all have seen this one before. This here is what I wrote here. I did this just before this presentation. I put it all together. Boom, 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 boom. It's the same thing. The only difference is I do it in front of the client. It's very powerful, guys. It's very powerful, guys, when you write it out and the client see you doing it. However, you do want to present it. You want to present this to the client, and my humble opinion, you should write it and present it. And you tell them, Mr. and Mrs. Client, in life, you're going to have two adversities. If you die too soon, your family will be financially devastated. If you live too long and if you don't have money saved, you will have money issues, obviously, because you did not save for your retirement and whatnot. Mr. Client, if I can put together a plan that will protect you, in other words, a shield, a bulletproof shield that is going to protect you against these two adversities, would you agree with me, Mr. Client, that I am helping you? And you see how my tone of voice just kind of lowers a little bit? Because now you're talking about their future. This is something that is going to change their family for generations, guys, okay? That's it. That's the presentation. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. Who's got any questions? Are there any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Let me see who's online right now. We have Dora, we have iPhone Guest. I don't know who that is. We have Veronica, we have Juan. Okay. I'm gonna open it up to this iPhone Guest. Mr. iPhone Guest, who are you?
I'm Violeta.
I'm sorry?
My name is Violeta.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hi.
Awesome. So what was your take on this this presentation tonight?
It's very informative. Like I like listening in and looking at the presentations.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. And if I can be of any help, let me know. Okay. I'm going to pick on you, Veronica. Veronica, unmute your phone. Veronica.
I'm here.
Hi, Veronica. Okay, Veronica, let me ask you this. So how is the information and how does it compare to the way that you present when you go to a kitchen table?
It's a little bit different. I don't follow your process. I love the steps.
Okay.
I do the form a little bit different.
Okay.
But I don't concentrate on what their motivation is.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, you're a closer and you're doing great. But again, only take away whatever can help you expand whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I think that would help me a lot.
Yeah, do not stop what you're doing. That's my point. Yeah. And I guess that's why I kind of picked on you. Good. So maybe you want to implement form and maybe do that,
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit more about the needs analysis?
So needs, you want to know, basically what you're doing is pretty much you're giving them an interview, right? What is it that you enjoy now of what you're doing, right?
Oh, you're talking about the NEAD, right?
Yeah, I missed the A. I should have.
Okay, I was like, what is
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize. I'm telling you, what? I was typing it up as I got to the office. But yeah, that's what it is. So basically,
Got it.
Tom Hopkins says that,
Uh-huh.
every time we sit down with someone, whether it's for recruiting or a kitchen table, we should do that. Yes.
Okay, so what I do is I do number 4 and number 1 at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I do. That's what I was like, maybe I do it a little bit different. And
Okay.
then the recruiting, setting up the recruiting stage, I also started before I talk about Primerica.
Okay.
I
Okay.
explain why I'm there, like the 4 reasons, the main purpose of what I'm there. And then I tell them that I'm looking for people that want to do it.
So,
They're interested when I'm done.
right. But you understand, I'm doing all this before I even give them the presentation.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I
Let's
do
not
that
miss.
too.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
So I do all this. So yeah. So, proper question would be, Mr., in this case, hey, Veronica,
Hmm.
tonight we're going to be talking about financial concepts that I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. We're just going to reinforce that knowledge.
Hmm.
And then the other reason why we're here is that, our company is currently expanding,
Hmm.
and then we're looking for people that are willing, to perhaps, on a part-time basis, come and learn what we do. So keep an open mind for that. Maybe someone that I am not going to go directly at them. I'm going to say someone that you may know. And the
Yes,
other reason, if only if you see value in the information we're about to partake,
the
I'm going to
referrals.
ask that you provide with a minimum of 10 referrals. That's
Hmm.
how, right? So
Yes.
good. That's how we got to do it. But we got to understand, for everyone, take a mental side note here. All these 6 steps, we got to do it. So this is in preparation to the presentation. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Hmm.
So Veronica, I kind of wanted to put it like, in steps. So, I think it would probably help us a little bit more with that. All right.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
that helps me. I actually have a little piece of paper that I go through before I start the presentation.
Awesome.
Make sure
Awesome.
that I cover everything too. So yeah, so what you put on there is the same thing I do.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Hmm.
Continue doing what you're doing. And awesome. Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you, Vero.
Thank you.
I tell you what, hey, Alvaro, can you do me a favor and mute yourself real quick? Kind of like, because you're brand new. Last night was your first time going on a KT with me. Alvaro, unmute your phone.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Just real quick, Alvaro, in less than, in a minute or so, just kind of on a high level, tell everyone, what was your experience, and how did everything that I showed here tonight, how did you learn that firsthand last night at KT?
Yes. So you started off very like professional, but you didn't want to like overdo it too much, and you took care of their time. And I kept asking them if it was good to keep going, and obviously they said yes. And right away when you pulled up the website for them to check the calculator, right away they were more intrigued, and I saw them more into what you were saying, and more and more they want to know more questions, and they just overall they just were very interested in what you were offering,
Awesome,
hence why
awesome.
they like signed up yesterday, and everything that you were going through this presentation was covering everything that you did last night.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And another side note, guys, and this is great when you take a recruit. Alvaro did not know what I was doing on the sideline. Alvaro, who was filling out the application?
I was,
And
yes.
what was I doing?
You were just there observing, making sure if I had any questions to ask you. But
And
you were
then
just
what did I do later? Later I sat down with them. Remember, I was asking them a lot of questions. I was doing the financial needs analysis, taking notes on the side while Alvaro was doing the application.
yes,
All
sir.
right. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Alvaro. Good job. Keep it up. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. So one more time, any questions? If not, we're going to close it up. Any questions? Let me see, check here real quick. Yes, Carmen. Question. You have a question, Carmen? Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't have any questions. I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
make a comment, but no.
Okay, thank you, Corazon. All right, guys, this is a wrap up. God bless you. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight, and stay safe. God bless. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.